Hi, I am Life Coach Latricia Booker with Kingdom Business, where we are empowered, where we heal, be delivered, and are free. Where we know who we are, where we elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose, the truth of who we really are, the truth of who God created us to be. And so today, I want to talk to you all about what to do to manifest your desires. And so, first, when we want to manifest our desires, it always starts with a prayer. We tend to pray and ask God to open doors, ask God to make the way, maybe even ask God to show us what it is that He has for us to do. Ask God what He has for us to walk in. Ask God what our purpose is. What am I here for? What should I be doing? So, if God hasn't already showed you, because many times He does, many times God shows us who we are. He shows us what it is we're here to do. He gives us dreams, He gives us visions, literally. So we know what it is, then we pray about it and ask God to help us to carry this thing out. But in the event that that hasn't happened, we may pray about it and ask God what it is for us to do. Then He will begin to show you. He will begin to give you the visions, give you the dreams, speak to you, speak to your spirit, speak to your heart, speak to even your mind. Just speak to you and show you what it is that you are here to do. And so once you are shown, and once you pray about it, or you pray about it, and then you are shown, what has to happen next is you have to believe. You have to believe in what it is that God is showing you. What it is God has shown you and told you your purpose is. What it is that God is showing you it is for you to do. What you are called to. What your purpose is. You have to believe that. You have to believe in your dreams. You have to believe in your visions. You have to believe that what you ask for in prayer, believing, you shall receive. So it's a combination of what He's showing you and what you prayed about. Or what He showed you, then what you prayed about, what He showed you, or what you prayed about to show you, and then He showed you. Now you believe. Now your job is to believe that what He showed you is so, and that it will happen, that it will come to pass. And in all of that, you have to get direction on what it is that you should be doing. But in the midst of you believing, you begin to know for sure. See, knowing takes it on to a whole nother level of believing. Because first you have to believe. And after you believe so long, you become so sure. I said you become to become. So sure that you know that what God has shown you is so. You begin to know that what you prayed about is so. You know. You begin to go way past believing. Believing is good. Believing is a start. But trust and believe. When you know, you know. And when you know, the universe, God, your angels, literally go to work on your behalf, because they start when you believe, but they really start to put everything together when you know without a shadow of a doubt that everything that God has shown you, everything that you're believing, everything that you have been shown or prayed about will come to pass. Everything that you know you are here to do will be carried out when you start knowing for sure, it's already working. It's already working. But here it is. Once you know, you receive what you know to be so. You receive, which means you have become an open vessel, literally receiving the visions, the dreams that God has imputed in you. You have said yes to it. You have opened yourself up to it. You have literally received it. It's just like when a man's sperm fertilizes a woman's egg. She had to receive. She had to receive that sperm for it to even do the next thing, which is you have to conceive. So you have to believe first to receive what it is that God is showing you, what it is that you are to do, what it is that your visions and your dreams are, your desires. You receive it and then you conceive. Literally, you conceive, which means you are pregnant with promise. You are pregnant with purpose. You have believed, you have you have prayed, you have believed, you know for certain, so you receive it. Now you conceive it, which means it's already happened. That once you conceive, it's already happened. Now, here it goes. When we conceive, it's up to us to carry that thing out. Just like when a woman is pregnant, that baby can be aborted. Something can happen where she can miscarry. That can happen in your life. It can happen in your life with your dreams, with your visions. So you have to continue to believe. You have to continue to walk that thing out, knowing that it's so. Focus on that thing, never swaying from it. You have to allow that vision or that purpose to bake in you, to grow in you, to get stronger and stronger in you so that you won't abort it or miscarry. Now, in the event that you do, like with the woman who's pregnant, she could always try again. But the thing with this is if you abort or miscarry, that means you gone astray. But in this case, you just kind of can get off track. But it's okay because as long as that thing is still in you, you can always pick it back up. You know how they say awaken your dreams, awaken your visions? It's kind of like that in this sense. You may not have aborted it or miscarried, although sometimes people do. Sometimes people completely abandon their dreams and a vision. Sometimes people completely abandon their purpose and what God has for them to do. I mean, if you look around, it's clear and obvious that many people are not living in their purpose. It's very clear that many people are not living in what God created them to be. How do you know? Because they're not doing anything significant. They're not doing anything that says they're walking in purpose. Not to judge and criticize, because we really don't know what God has for people or what their purpose is always. But sometimes you can tell when people are operating on lower levels, they're clearly not walking in their purpose. Even though they can come up and get there, I'm saying all this to say that for the time being, they have abandoned it, or maybe they just don't know, which goes back to praying and asking God, what am I here for? Because many a times people don't have a clue. That's not even a question in some people's mind. They're just here existing day in and day out, with no purpose, with no reason for being here. Not that they don't have one, they just don't know. And again, Many a times, unfortunately, they haven't come to a place to even ask the question. So I guess that's a prayer that we want to send out into the atmosphere, that people that don't know their purpose will want to know their purpose and ask what their purpose is. Ask God. So they will walk in it and want to. See, that's another part too. You have to want this. Something on the inside of you will have to make you feel like, wait a minute, there's got to be more to life than this. What am I here for? You know, sometimes that's, you got to come to that place. But sometimes I want to say people are okay with not doing that and just going day in and day out without a purpose. But I honestly believe, in fact, I know for sure they're not fulfilled at all. They know that it's more. They just probably, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that right now. But what I'm saying here is, when you do know, when you pray, when God imputed in you, when you believe and you know you received, now you have conceived it. So the only thing that you need to do is wait for the manifestation. And in the midst of that waiting, you're working, you're growing, you're building. God is giving you direction. He's showing you what to do, and you have to carry those things out. Now, will there be distractions? Yeah, of course. So what? You don't have to get distracted by the distractions. Will there be things that come up that you might have to tend to in the midst of while you're in your focus? Yes. And I've learned that sometimes those things you need to tend to is actually part of your purpose. It's actually part of your manifestation, because the truth of the matter is, we are all here to serve. And when God gives us a mission, sometimes those side things are to be dealt with accordingly, which is a part of, again, our purpose. We have to know how to deal with those things and people that come up with their issues and with their stuff and with their baggage, while we're staying focused on our vision and our purpose. Because truly, how we handle them contributes to how we will handle walking in our purpose. Because trust and believe, they're part of your purpose. Even if it's people or things that you have to move around. Again, it's the way you handle them that contributes to how you're walking in your purpose. Because the truth of the matter is, we're already walking in purpose. If we already said yes, if we already said yes to the call, if we already know where God is taking us, because while God is taking us to further purpose, we're already walking in purpose. And so we have to be careful of how we're walking in this purpose. And a lot of things that you may want to keep in mind is, make sure you're doing activities and things that are productive, that's helping you establish your purpose, that's taking you higher to new and higher levels. And that includes reading, taking classes, whatever it is that God gives you to do, meditating, sitting in the presence of God, whatever. There's so many things to do. Deep prayer, you know, because what I find is people that have a lot of time on their hands and don't have anything productive going on, it's like they're idling away. They're unfulfilled. I tell people sometimes that they need a good book, something to give you something to do that's productive. Because when you're taking your life day in and day out is spent on nothing. Even if you work a job, if you don't have something outside of your job to do that's fulfilling and productive, especially if after you've done your job, you still have a lot of time on your hands, you're not fulfilled. And those kind of people tend to be annoying and like to bother people that got things going on that are productive. So I'm saying all that just to say, stay productive while you're walking into your further purpose. Your further purpose. Because remember, you're already in purpose. You done prayed about it. You believe in. You done receive. Oh, you know and you believe, which means you know. Same thing, kind of. Knowing is just a step above believing. But believing is everything because you got to believe to know. Maybe. Maybe some people just go straight into knowing. But it's pretty much the same thing. That's just me being technical about it. For my own self, that's just what it is for me. Because I go past believing. I know some things. Some things I know. Now, there are some things I don't know for certain, but I believe God. I believe that God led me to this, and I believe what He said about it, but I might not really know for sure how this is going to go or exactly what He's doing, but I believe what He said about it. You see? So, anyhow, you are in conception mode. Once you have done all those things, when you have, you already have conceived, which means you are preparing to give birth. And then in the meantime, while you preparing to give birth, stay focused. Nurture that baby. Feed it. Give it what it needs. Just like I was saying, be productive. And make sure everything that you're doing is contributing to you giving birth to that thing. Gain more knowledge. Read the right things, whatever God is leading you to do. Now, don't get me wrong. You must rest as well. Get your rest because that's necessary too. That's part of self-care. So resting is being productive too because we need rest to produce. See? But in the midst of while you're letting that baby grow, do what you need to do to stay focused, deal with things accordingly, remembering that they are part of your purpose, that they contribute to what you are giving birth to, what you are manifesting. Because ultimately, what you're giving birth to is what you are manifesting. All those dreams and visions and desires that God has said, okay, here we go. Let's do this. And it's happening. So remember, pray, believe, know, receive, conceive, and manifest. There it is, folks. So I'm going to wrap this up right here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. Click on that bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. You can also connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at Latricia Booker. You can connect with me on Twitter at Kingdom Business 9. That is Kingdom Business with one S and the number 9. And y'all, that is my time. So you know what that means. I'm out. Peace.